Oh wait, let me put on my chance to like. Oh.
All right. So going into this game, uh, Team Christmas on the blue side, Team TeamSerachiSeraph on the red. Like I said earlier, in while these players were organizing their teams, Team Christmas making a crucial, I wouldn't say crucial, but an interesting substitution. YL of the jungle that played Viego in the previous game is not on the team, now being subbed out for Shade. So we'll see if Shade also plays jungle in this matchup. And yeah, and meanwhile on the red side, we do have the TeamSerachiSeraph. And yeah, pretty interesting bans coming out. These are target bans. The Nilo was shown and picked yesterday. Again, a Senna ban coming out. Interesting. Looks like someone on Christmas does play Senna. And the Fiddlesticks. Two characters that I did see yesterday that Serachi, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, that TeamSerachiSeraph did dominate the game with. So 3 jungle picks going out, 2 ADCs, and a mid laner banned out overall. Ezreal pickup for Team Christmas first. A nice safe pick, not opting, going for that safe Ezreal pick once again, not opting for something aggressive like a Kai'Sa or even a Ashe. So continue to pick it first, but an Aatrox first pick and potentially a Xin Zhao.
If that is the Xin Zhao pick, it's going to be a very dive-heavy, drain, sustain-heavy team. Or at least so far.
Yeah. And this is also interesting that TeamSerachiSeraph decides to go for their topside pick yet already. Usually we don't, like I said earlier, most teams usually pick their bot lane and potentially the jungler in the first rotation. But seeing the top lane pick, they feel very confident showing an Aatrox, as Aatrox is quite a safe pick in the top lane. But a Kled, interesting pick, not a common occurrence of a champion that we see. So I'm actually very interested in seeing this Kled Aatrox matchup in the top lane. Got Bear Trap on a chain and a God of War, basically.
Who wins?
Who wins? And a Rek'Sai. Normally, if I saw Rek'Sai picked up, it would be flexed between a top lane and jungle. But already seeing the Kled, I would almost guarantee that Rek'Sai going towards the jungle. Hit me, Mary. Hello, how are you doing today?
Absolutely. Rek'Sai so very strong these last few patches, even though they lost out on Prowler's Claw with that quality of life buff to their Q, with Strike Breaker, allowing them to throw the entirety of their Q volley in one knockup.
All right, it me Mary.
So strong.
It Mary in chat. My booty hurt, but happy with how things ended up. Well, that's great. It me Mary. Thank you for being a part of the tournament. We're glad to see you around, and you know, thank you for stopping by the channel and continuing to support the tournament. But a LeBlanc pick as well. LeBlanc both in this interesting spot where she was really busted with the static Shiv, because you can get some easy stacks off her W and the return on the W, but not so strong anymore. So we'll see how that works out. 2 mid lane bans on their side, Lux and Nico. Meanwhile, 80 carry bans on the side of Team Christmas. Xayah, and I would assume maybe not an Ashe ban, maybe a Kai'Sa ban? Pyke. So neither team will be allowed to play Pyke. As I said earlier, both these teams, Chokul and Rosetrox, both Pyke players as I've seen in this tournament thus far.
I will say one thing, despite the fact that I'm not playing in this tournament, I am now jealous of these players. I have a real hankering to play some League right about now. We know exactly what I'm doing after this tournament.
Yeah, the Kane just gonna drop midway through like this game and be like, all right, guys, I got a solo queue.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I gotta get gold today.
he literally was like, you know what, this seems really fun. I don't care anymore. Start solo queuing. But a Draven pick. Oh, wow. That's going to definitely be able to push that Ezreal in to the lane. And I would assume that would be paired up with an aggressive support as well, if not an enchanter. And Annie mid, pretty much I would say a comfort pick. That was banned away from Uo last game as well. So the point and click stun onto LeBlanc would absolutely be an answer and response. But now, who will the supports be? It's not often that supports are left for last pick on both teams. But hovering the Janna, and it is going to be the Janna. They said if you're going to engage, how about we get a little bit of disengage? Get away from my team, and the Monsoon looking like something that they will throw in to that support category. A Syndra pickup. Now, who is their support? Who is this Aatrox support? No way. Aatrox Xin Zhao support? What is this comp coming out of TeamSerachiSeraph? What? They are definitely going deep into their champion pool, and I don't even know who's going to be playing this, to be honest.
Well, lucky us, we have a good 5-ish minutes before the game starts with the timer running down and followed by our spectators delay. Now's a very good time if you need to go to the bathroom, hopefully not have as hard of a time as Neon and I, and Min. Maybe a good time to get your mouth wet. Now's your chance.
Oh yes, I did get my mouth wet right now.
Perfect.
Hello, Min Sumaki Okuruki, Raftalia. I am not Min Sumaki Okuruki, but he's probably here in the chat. Hello, Raftalia. How are you doing today? But yes, going into this game, we've solidified our champion select. So, whose team comp do you like better so far? Now that you've seen the champion select, Kane.
Seeing how aggressive Team Khristmas was last game, I would have expected them to follow in that same suit, and yet somehow they're being matched by TeamSerachiSeraph here, with the Draven, with the Xin Zhao, with the Aatrox. It's going to be a real brawl whenever they get into a team fight. However, Kled should be able to match them as well. The push and pull between going in and then a safe disengage with Janna. I'm not so sure. I want to give it to Khristmas. They performed so well last game. I'm biased.
winners recency bias. I get you. And I do have to agree with you. This Janna is going to be very crucial in this game. The disengage from the tornado and the monsoon, and even the slow from the gale on the W is going to be huge trying to disengage. But this team coming out of TeamSerachiSeraph, they just want to go in. LeBlanc's gonna be in your face, Xin Zhao on your face, Aatrox, and even if those aren't in your face, Syndra stun and long range, and potentially just press the R button to outplay you if that is a different pick. So
in any other context, Syndra being on your face might be great, but in this one, not so much.
Not so much. Yeah, the only thing you'll be getting on your face are her balls. And that's not a context you don't want in any case either.
You don't want her balls on your face. Oh no.
But yeah, we're gonna see some interesting picks. Not just with the disengage, Ezreal, the shift backwards, Rek'Sai with the single knockup, and the Annie stun. But the Kled also to potentially run frontline, and we'll see how that works out. They don't have the strongest frontline, but they do have movement abilities to get themselves out of a fight if they find themselves in a bad position. But yeah, where do you see this action happening as far as the first 10 to 15 minutes this early game, Kane?
Oh, well, we know how Draven players get, don't we?
They're
going to be going aggressive. They're going to be going ham. They want to get that sweet, sweet money.
And don't
They're
we
saving
all?
up for their 401k. They're building that generational wealth with their children. They're setting up a tax haven in the Bahamas. It's perfect. They're getting ready. Like, I gotta go. I think a good chunk of the action will be happening in the bot lane if Janna does not manage to be enough disengage for our Ezreal.
Absolutely. Generational wealth. You heard it here first. But who will this Draven be sharing their generational wealth with? We still don't know who the support is until we load into the game. Actually, I also have to update my stream title. I just realized. Christmas versus...
It looks like it might be a LeBlanc support with the Ignite. Unless it's a Syndra teleport bot lane. They really will be building that wealth. If Draven ever backs and Syndra backs as well, she's going to be able to catch every single wave. And my screen is black. 1 second.
No.
Go ahead. Oh no. I'm going to go ahead and restart my client right now. I'm sorry guys, just a bit of technical difficulties.
Same as well. Hold on, guys. This is what we have to deal with as a spectating team. The small indie company that is Riot Games. They can't have spectators outside of their professional sets. Hopefully we don't miss too much of the game. We want to get as much action in here as possible for you all as spectators alongside us. We are here just to speak words into your ears so that you can watch the game on our screen. Oh geez, I hope this doesn't go out too bad though.
I am hopefully reconnecting now. We will be seeing what we will see.
Me too. Hopefully reconnecting. I'm on that waiting for spectator delay 0. Hopefully I will be connecting soon.
Okay, I am in the game now. Should I be pausing and waiting for you?
No, go ahead. I'll catch up to you.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's go ahead and get our UI set up correctly. All right, wait, I can turn off my music for now. Looks like our blue team is going for another even spread. Our red team coming in for the invade already through Riverbush, which is not always optimal. But it looks like everyone's all gathered up, potentially a delayed invade. Everyone walking into Pixel Brush. How do you fit 5 people into that tiny little space?
You just believe hard enough, Kane. If you have the mentality that you can fit 5 people into the bush, you can fit as many as you want.
Okay, yeah, you're right, Bear. I'm sorry. I'm in the game, but I'm not spectating it. That's why. All right, they have a ward placed on red buff. They'll be knowing where they're starting. Wait, no way. Why dude, my lead just crashed. No
way. No way. All right, let's see if I have it ready on my screen. I'm able to reconnect.
Ryan, please. I just want to watch the game. No way. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're reconnecting again.
Reconnecting. Okay, I'm in.
You're in? Oh, baby, let's go. One of us is fully operational.
The restart of the client was all it needed. All right. We're finally all here. Or not all here. I'm finally here.
What's your time at?
220. Actually, hold on. Let me go to the max forward. 255, 56.
All right.
58, 59, 3 minutes.
3 minutes? All right, I think. Okay, I just skip all the way to the beginning, and okay, I guess we missed first blood top lane with the Rek'Sai dying. Just a bit of scuff, guys.
But yeah, that Aatrox pick about to go off. Rosetrox getting the double kill and that double buff. And not only that, pick up the entire 2 waves that they were able to just stack up against them. What an outplay by Rosetrox. Rosetrox was actually playing support in the previous games that I casted of theirs. But, you know, we'll see if that does create a huge vacuum of power now. Double kill plus a huge wave to catch. Sorry for the inconvenience. Don't worry, Min. You're not part of Riot's team. Unless you are, then I can actually blame you. But yeah, let's going back to the comp. Oh no, they gave the Aatrox one trick, the champ. They they did. Well, we'll find out if that does make a difference.
Oh, Shade potentially being sandwiched here. And gets out with the tunnel. Slowed, but it doesn't last long enough to do anything, giving 5 gold to both LeBlanc and Shinzao. LeBlanc lands the snare, but nothing really comes out of it other than a bit more poke damage. They're currently outnumbered here in the bot lane. LeBlanc forcing the Mirage out. Draven building that damage and takes down the Rek'Sai. Will Shinzao join them? No, he does not. He manages to live with the passive heal.
Oh my goodness, that has to be their summoner spells, or not summoner spells. I believe, I don't even know what his second tree of masteries is. That might have been the Conqueror or the Coup. But meanwhile, in the top lane, Roshrox is going to be diving its Mojo. And now this Aatrox 3-0-0 going to live up to their name and just be an absolute menace throughout this game. So unfortunately, Shade getting caught out 2 for 2. And unfortunately, this Rek'Sai having a rough time. And I would want to mention this actually. This, including the Champion Select, now that we know that LeBlanc is the support pick. Up a little bit of a freeze there, but no problem. But now that the LeBlanc is in the support pick, like I was saying, this Annie pick actually gets significantly weaker. But first, let's look at the
fight breaking out in the bot lane. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, taking the big damage, and Draven, like I said, building that generational wealth. He's money making. He has 4 jobs, supporting his wife and kids.
Then absolutely with his partner LeBlanc, now having that LeBlanc support, saying that Annie was a significant weaker. Usually that Annie would be able to point blank stun the LeBlanc, but now it's the opposite, getting outranged by the Syndra in mid lane. So it's a lot tougher to get those trades off. I can see, as you might see on my stream, Serachi just getting almost free trades staying out of that Annie's range. But here comes Roshrox pulling out the ultimate to potentially get another solo kill on Mojo. Server lag once again, stuck at 630. But here we go once again. Shade looking for some potential action in the mid lane. Let's see what happens. Looks like there isn't going to be much being done here. Serachi playing safe, playing the distance. Shade losing a lot of time right now. And because not sure if Shade knows if they are on a ward, but it looks like the bot lane priority giving Team SerachiSeraph that dragon early, 7 minutes in with that bot lane priority. Actually so important with almost both side lanes winning. They have pressure for both the Herald and the dragon at all times.
Looks like the LeBlanc is going to be looking for something saucy in the jungle. No wards, however. Comes upon Rek'Sai. Throws the Q, but nothing really coming out of it as LeBlanc is now being sandwiched by 4 members of the blue team. Gets hit by the knockup. Mirage comes out, but will it be enough? Dodges back with his W2 and gets picked up by the Annie.
Ooh, there is that greedy aggression that we saw from some of the players of last game. They feel like they're so ahead that they can just pester without any risk, but there is risk, and that risk is losing your life. They managed to collapse on them, and Servant of Saber just stayed a little too long trying to harass that Rek'Sai.
Looks like Ismojo is trying to get some poke, but loses Skarl in the process. He's going to want some missing posters.
Absolutely, but sure enough, I know Skarl will return, but we'll find out if that's now or later. Satsume is here for the gig on the Shinzao. Ismojo has to flash, but Roshrox flashes forward for the Q3 and is on a rampage 4-0-4. 4-0-0 on this Aatrox, and absolutely giving this Aatrox everything that they want.
Shade farming his wolves, finally getting level 6, will give him some much welcome immunity when he decides to throw that ability out. Potentially right now, actually.
Again, here comes Servant of Savior, trying to go for the unnecessary greedy aggression.
Melted.
Taking 2 tower shots. Shade is there on the backside for the knockup. And now that's 2 kills getting over. And right now, it looks like Servant of Shade seems like the person that's just giving them the smallest way back in. But yeah, let's see if there is any more action. Both junglers in the pockets of the top laners. Doesn't seem like there's going to be anything more there. But if Shade does decide to fight, that might be a bad decision. Finding Sunshine, walking aggressively, actually has the exhaust on Draven, and now Nickens isn't gonna able to do much. Lands a Q, but if that exhaust was to anything, it meant that he wasn't going anywhere. The outplay button by Serachi flashes forward. It's Migs here, gonna use the charge, but Serachi is gonna trade out 1 for 1. It's Mojo picking that up, so now resetting his gold value, and now they're on the board 1-3-0 on this Kled. But yeah, 10 minutes in, 6 kill difference, and almost a 5k gold lead. A lot of that money both coming from the Draven as well as the continued pressure and CS difference from this Aatrox in the top lane. But now Cholkyu left alone to their own device. A potential 3-man dive. Here comes Satami to drop that Rift Herald. Definitely going to be able to get at least 2 plates from this. But I don't know if they'll go for the dive, as Finding Sunshine, his health is low. It's Mojo. There goes the ultimate from Aatrox. Rosetrox trying to get that kill. It's Mojo by itself. Still having a farm. Probably just waiting on some cooldowns. Skarl has returned. Q1 misses. Q2 misses. Does use the Iron Whip spike and isn't going to get the kill on that one thus far.
I'm glad for the first time my predictions are finally coming to fruition, as the gold difference with this Draven is staggering, eclipsing the Ezreal by 2,000 gold, thanks to his passive kill earlier.
Oh, but
as we have a fight in the mid lane.
There we go. Shade able to pick up that one for themselves, bringing them back into the game. But meanwhile, in bot lane, Satame wants to go onto Nickens, and Cholkyu dodges the Q. Doesn't have much support of the team. They are a whole screen away, just trying to create that pressure. And now, with a few kills in their pocket, they're feeling a little bit more comfortable. But here comes a potential dive. The Jano Monsoon is ready by Cholkyu. They are pushing the full wave in. It is a cannon, so they will be able to juggle the aggression if they need to. True Shot Barrage to clear the wave. But it doesn't look like they will decide against it for the time being.
Looks like they're rotating for Hex Tech Drake, standing on that speed boost enhancement from Scuttle. Rek'Sai knows something's happening, I think. Potentially he spotted someone with his seismic sense earlier. Gets chased off by the LeBlanc. And Hex Tech Drake is secured for TeamSerachiSeraph.
And this Chemtech Drake is going to be the final Drake for the game. A team that picks up that for Soul is going to be absolutely devastating, just because how much damage you are able to output with that Drake Soul is going to be so influential, especially in the late game where every bit of damage matters. Meanwhile, Shade flashing forward onto Serachi once again, tries to get the outplay button onto the Annie. Isn't going to be enough, so Shade now being able to gank that Syndra two times in a row, being quite successful.
Looks like our Draven is just short of one minion wave, but they're about to get collapsed on. But the ward in Tribush spots the Rek'Sai. No danger to be had here today.
Yeah, first turret of the game taken by Rosetrox. And it almost about to be the second turret in bot lane as well, but they are going to be resetting for this. We'll see if looks like they will keep the lane positions as they are, as turret has yet to fall. I would assume once that bot lane turret does fall, it is going. Will rotate their bot lane to mid and see if they can continue putting that pressure around the map. Min in chat having PTSD from DRX Aatrox. I don't know why, but okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. If Team Khristmas here loses, they might be having a bit of post-traumatic Serachi disorder after this game.
Oh no! Not the other PTSD. Oh jeez. But there is the second turret of the game. 2 turrets down at 14 minutes. But looks like they do want to force the issue in topside. 3 members top. The Aatrox is able to dash over the wall. Flash forward Tibbers by the World Ender, and the flash has to be used defensively. But this Aatrox wants more, landing huge Q spells. But Shade is able to get the shutdown there. Starting off this game 0-2, now 4-2-0 for Shade, and able to get so much gold for themselves with that shutdown on the Aatrox. But now, meanwhile, they sent 3 members to the top side. TeamSerachiSeraph has now taken all outer turrets of the game for themselves and now opens the map so much more wider to look for these plays as a team.
Our Draven player here in mid getting hit with the Rek'Sai torpedo, but walks away.
Yeah, so now this game is now on Shade's shoulders. On this Rek'Sai, having to sub in for YL. And now just having those 4 kills and the shutdown, keeping their team alive and afloat this game. Now it's just a matter of, can you get another shutdown for the Draven? But the team fight potential is going to be so much more difficult playing from behind and not having a tank. Meanwhile, bot lane, Serachi is going to go in onto Nickens. And the outplay button will be used. Solo kill for Serachi. Showing the true skill of Syndra right there, you know?
Our master would be proud of how she's grown.
Yeah, meanwhile, we see SerachiSeraph take the Herald. Meanwhile, Shade is there once again with its Mojo, but its Chokul is about to fall. Mojo gets the kill onto that one, so a second kill on this Aatrox, but meanwhile, the rest of the Team SerachiSeraph is there. Satame gets that kill. Meanwhile, it's Mojo and Chokyu getting chased down by the LeBlanc. Remember, this is a support LeBlanc, so there isn't that much burst potential outside of the CC chain. But now it's going to be a 3v3 supports, 80 carries, and 2 of their top side players. But not much will come from that. But we'll see where Satame decides to drop that Rift Herald, knowing that all outer turrets have fallen already. We could potentially see a play for the Dragon being dropped either on the top side or mid, as it is up in about 10 seconds. This is the 3rd Drake, so we'll see if Khristmas decides to fight for this. Don't want to let the enemy get onto Soul Point. Both teams are here trying to get vision down, and SerachiSeraph immediately begin the Dragon.
Block looking for the flank, lands the chain on the Rek'Sai, gets a second chain on Rek'Sai again, takes him for half his health.
Here comes the charge from the Kled. They want to shove them up. They go onto Satame. Huge stun onto Finding Sunshine. Shutdown onto the Draven. Meanwhile, the Chokul on the top side is getting locked down by the LeBlanc thus far. Syndra getting stunned up by the Tornado. Isn't going to be able to do much, but it looks like it's Mojo is trying to get the kill. They are able to just get it, but Nickens is going to die in return. Meanwhile, this Aatrox fall, and that's a lot of their damage. Here comes Khristmas. This is the team fight they've been looking for, and that's going to be an ace in favor of their team and the Dragon. What a disjointed fight. Wow, and that is going to even up the game almost immediately for Team Khristmas. Wow, not to mention the objective bounty. That is a huge chunk of change in their pocket. They say, we would like some of that generational wealth as well. Wow, what a fight coming out of Team Christmas. Honestly, a little bit disjointed, but they were able to pick the priority targets first. They got Finding Sunshine early, they got Serachi early, and they got Rosetrox's Aatrox down next. They got pretty much every target they wanted in order, and that is the power of not only communication on the team fighting side of Team Christmas, but also just their focus and ability to recognize who their win conditions are for a team fight. So now, Dragon is down. Team Christmas prevents Soul Point from being achieved. And they've won that team fight. Only 4k gold, only a kill down. But depending who you ask, that 4k might not make a difference depending on who you kill first. But
LeBlanc getting aggressive once again, luckily not being punished for it this time.
yeah, so now it's just a matter of what is the trigger for the next fight. No neutral objectives. I doubt anyone will be going for Baron on spawn because it's a very even game. Rift Herald's finally going to go down. And it looks like they are going to be grouping up mid for a potential siege of the mid lane inner turret.
Rift Herald manages to take a nice healthy chunk out of that mid lane turret before being taken down. Ezreal, all True Shot Barrage being thrown out, not hitting nothing, but Kled charging in, potentially going to clip this Aatrox, and he is on his own, split from his team. Syndra landing a huge stun. Everyone on blue team is so disjointed as... Oh, Rek'Sai just manages to take down the Aatrox.
Meanwhile, Servant is going to be chunked to a low. It's going to be a 4v4. Both top laners out of this fight. Stunned by the Syndra is not going to be enough. But the tornado is huge. They want more. Finding Sunshine is going to get caught up by Shade. Shade's going to pick up that one as well. Whoa. Now on a killing spree, taking out their counterpart in the mid lane. And again, a huge fight in favor of Christmas. That gold advantage does not matter at this point if they pick the right targets. Aatrox and Draven, the two most fed members on the team, getting taken down early. And Christmas just looking good on their ability to skirmish as 5. Wow, what a fight. Now, again, gold lead, only 3,000. But the fights that they are managing to pick, Shade, the knock up earlier, the charge by Kled onto the Aatrox, actually managing to chunk them out pretty significantly. So despite what we saw early of this Aatrox starting 5-1, has dropped down to a 5-4-1 Aatrox. Rosetrox might be kicking themselves just a little bit for not being able to fight the way they would want in these team fight scenarios.
And Draven wants to take that turret so bad, but Annie holding the stun. The stun's finally down. LeBlanc jumps in for that final little tap. Just a bit of love infused with it. Takes down the turret.
But yeah, that was the trigger. They wanted that mid lane inner turret earlier. They dropped the Herald, but then they just weren't ready for that Kled charge to come from the side angle, and it just became a little bit of a panicked fight for TeamSerachiSeraph. But now, again, not much on the table. Dragon is up in about 45 seconds. That is going to be the next catalyst for this fight. Feeling confident after the last two team fights. I'm sure Team Christmas wants to pick for this fight as well. They want to elect for it. But now, a bit of an item change. Serachi getting that Banshee's Veil to prevent any more engages. Rosetrox also picking up another Chain Vest.
Kled's going to have a big buy before this Dragon fight, picking up the Stride Breaker before advancing towards Drake. He has his ult backup. He's not too worried about not having teleport. He's not too worried about being a little bit late. As Draven starts the Drake immediately.
Yeah, let's go into team fight view. Again, they do not hesitate, like you said, to start up the dragon. Tornado is going to hit one. Too short barrage, and TeamSerachiSeraph is able to pick it up, but Satame is 1 HP and is finally going to fall, so that it's already a 4v5. Servant of Savior is already at a disadvantage on HP as well. Finding Sunshine again on the front line. They are going to get him. Not able to build that generational wealth. He's getting too greedy with his payments. Oh my goodness, that is going to be the 2-4-0, and now Baron is on the table for Christmas. Dude, it looks like they do decide to do it as the jungler and the AD carry are both down. Not sure if SerachiSeraph wants to fight for this. So the one consolation prize that TeamSerachiSeraph did get from that fight is that they were able to secure their Chemtech Drake. So they now are on Soul Point. If they are able to pick it up, it will make these fights a slightly bit easier. But again, a little bit disjointed fights and a lot of frontline damage coming from the side of Team Christmas.
Looks like Shinzao might be called up to action in the top lane. Aatrox walking forward, making it clearly obvious what his intent is. He's here to scrap, forcing Kled to ult. Kled dashing away, potentially isn't enough. Gets knocked up by the Darkened Blade. Dodges the Q3 with his Scarl passive. Continues to advance away, or retreat rather. Gets tagged, smited. It's still not enough, and he's killed by the burn. Shinzao is traded by the Rek'Sai. Aatrox taken down by Annie. So much is happening, I can't keep up. Oh.
You got it, Kate. Keep going.
Draven trying to back him as much as possible, but his car payments are being caught up. He can't pay his mortgage. He's taken down.
And again, Team Christmas just able to somehow win that fight in the end. It's Mojo, that Scarl passive, getting away. Once Scarl ran away, he was just able to buy just enough time. Shade getting so much AoE in the middle of the three people. All three Qs plus the Stridebreaker, and then followed up by the rest of their team. The Ezreal, the Annie, and even the Jan in that fight, all playing a huge role to get 3 of those kills in that fight, if not 4. And now, for the first time in this game, Team Christmas actually had the gold advantage.
What a comeback, for real. Jesus. I did not see this coming. I would have thought this Aatrox was going to dominate this game, but having a bit of trouble with all that CC coming in from Janna, the instant knockups from Rek'Sai. It's all very disconcerting.
Oh, absolutely. It's Mojo again. Just being able to live, making a name for themselves. Shade 8-3-11. What a performance by Shade so far. And let's not forget Uwo just being able to 6-1-14 scoreline, able to play a big role. This Annie getting some huge stuns to get their team back into the game. Locking down the right people at the right time, allowing their team to land that damage. And it looks like they want to force the issue once more. The charge going in. Servant of Savior is going to get caught up for the timing, but they're now looking at finding Sunshine. The Aatrox wants to go, but now Aatrox have to leave. They want finding Sunshine. They will find it. And Mojo's going to pick up that one, and Shade's going to pick up the kill on their counterpart in the jungle as well. Serachi in the bush picks up Tibbers, says, here, I don't want this. You can have it back. Servant of Savior, there's no wave clear on the side of Team SerachiSeraph. This Syndra Shade going in, using the ultimate to hunt down that LeBlanc. And this might be the game-ending team fight. Double kill for Shade. Serachi knocking back the enemy, but it won't be enough at this time. And now, Nickens able to get that turret. One more Q lands, and will they force the issue right here, right now? They have one more wave.
They are
First,
just tanking this turret, carving it down stone by stone, brick by brick. Sidra comes back, lands the stun. Can they do enough damage? Can they defend? It's such a desperate operation. Jinzao comes out, starts poking the Rek'Sai, but she's just so tanky.
yeah, and just the knockup from the Janet playing a huge role. The CC double kill for Nickens, and that is going to be the end of the game. And the winner of this game is going to be Team Christmas.